All right, here we go.
And rolling sound, quiet.
And action.
Jason Shepard, played by Frankie Muniz, is a 14-year-old from the fictional town of Greenbury, Michigan, known for being a habitual liar and a clever con artist. When Jason's English teacher, Ms. Phyllis Caldwell, gives the class a creative writing assignment, he fails to turn it in. As a result, his parents are called to the school, where Ms. Caldwell informs Jason that unless he delivers a handwritten story to the community college by 6 p.m., it won't count as a valid submission. Recalling his father's words that making up stories seems to be his God-given talent, Jason is inspired to finally write a story. He titles it Big Fat Liar, drawing from his own experiences as a habitual liar. With his story finally completed, Jason sets off on his older sister's old bicycle, but ends up crashing into the limousine of arrogant Hollywood producer Marty Wolf, played by Paul Giamatti. Seizing the moment, Jason blackmails Wolf into giving him a ride to school. During the ride, Wolf confides in Jason that he too is a liar and a con artist, only a more seasoned and professional one. When they arrive at the college, Jason rushes out of the limo, unaware that he has accidentally left his story behind. At first, Wolf considers returning the story to Jason, but after reading it and realizing how good it is, he decides to keep it for himself instead. When Jason arrives at school, he quickly realizes the story is missing. Despite his insistence that he did write it, neither his parents nor Ms. Caldwell believe him. As a result, he's sentenced to attend summer school. Later on, Jason and his best friend Kaylee, played by Amanda Bynes, discover that Marty Wolf has stolen his story and turned it into a movie titled Big Fat Liar, passing it off as his own original work. While Jason's parents and sister head out of town for a summer vacation, he and Kaylee use their savings to fly to Los Angeles and confront Marty Wolf. To cover their absence, Jason bribes the local bully, Brett Calloway, promising to do his summer school homework in exchange for Brett looking after Kaylee's forgetful grandmother.
I've got a gun.
It's just Kaylee, Grandma.
Upon arriving in Los Angeles, Jason and Kaylee manage to deceive limo driver Frank Jackson into giving them a ride to the studio. Once there, Jason tricks receptionist Astrid Barker into leaving her post, allowing him to speak with Marty Wolf about his stolen story. Wolf agrees to return the story, but deliberately burns it in front of them and has Jason and Kaylee thrown out of his office. Furious, Jason and Kaylee devise a plan to make life difficult for Wolf until he confesses to stealing Big Fat Liar. Eventually, Frank discovers their true identities and plans but decides to join their cause. He reveals that he was once an actor who had been mistreated by Wolf in the past. After gathering information about how Wolf mistreats his workers, Frank takes Jason and Kaylee to Wolf's mansion. There, they add blue and orange dye to his swimming pool and shampoo, turning Wolf's skin blue and his hair orange as part of their plan for revenge. Kaylee, pretending to be the secretary to the president of Universal Studios, tricks Wolf into attending a children's birthday party as part of their revenge plan. At the birthday party, Wolf is mistakenly identified as a clown, and a group of children proceeds to attack him.
It's the clown! Let's hurt him!
Meanwhile, Jason and Kaylee tamper with the controls of Wolf's convertible, causing various functions to malfunction. To add to the chaos, they make the car play the song Blue Da Ba Dee by Eiffel 65, matching Wolf's now blue appearance. Struggling to control his malfunctioning convertible, Wolf stops just behind a monster truck. However, he is soon rear-ended by a vengeful elderly woman whom he had insulted earlier. The impact causes Wolf to crash into the monster truck, leading the truck's driver, the Masher, to angrily destroy Wolf's convertible in retaliation. As a result of the pranks, Wolf misses his important meeting with his boss, Marcus Duncan, the president of Universal Studios. Later, Wolf and Duncan meet at a party celebrating the premiere of another film, Whitaker and Fowl, which turns out to be a box office failure. Duncan, losing faith in Wolf's ability to create anything worthwhile, tells him that all funding for Big Fat Liar will be withdrawn unless Wolf can convince him otherwise. In response, Jason agrees to help Wolf, but only if Wolf confesses the truth to his father about stealing Jason's story. Guided by Jason, Wolf delivers a successful presentation that convinces Duncan to greenlight Big Fat Liar, with a stern warning that any further mishaps will result in the film's funding being pulled and the end of Wolf's career. However, Wolf betrays Jason once again, calling in security to remove both Jason and Kaylee from his office for a second time. This time, their true identities, schemes, and hiding place are exposed, leaving Wolf vulnerable. Jason and Kaylee are confronted by Rocco, the head of security, who informs them that they will be forced out of Hollywood. He explains that the incidents they've caused will be covered up, and they may even be sent back to their hometown in disgrace. Just as Jason is about to give up, preparing to be humiliated and disbelieved back in his hometown, Wolf's personal secretary, Monty Kirkham, appears. After dismissing Rocco, who had been watching over Jason and Kaylee, Monty reveals that many of Wolf's co-workers and employees have suffered from his abuse. With their support, they are ready to help Jason and Kaylee take revenge on Wolf. Together, Jason, Kaylee, and the studio crew members come up with a plan to get back at Wolf. By this point, Wolf has either hidden or removed the distinctive blue color from his skin and orange from his hair, but the team is determined to make him face the consequences.
It's showtime.
On his way to the studio, Wolf falls into a series of traps set up by his co-workers. First, his limo begins to smoke, forcing Frank to pull over. Marty is then picked up by Jaleel White, aka Steve Urkel. Due to Jaleel's erratic driving, Wolf is forced to jump from the vehicle. Wolf is then picked up by helicopter, where he is forced to now skydive by the pilot Vince, who is the stunt coordinator. Finally, Wolf arrives on set, to which he is taunted by Jason, who is holding Wolf's prized stuffed monkey.
Give me back my monkey.
Wolf chases Jason all the way to a climactic rooftop confrontation. There, thinking they are alone, Wolf finally admits to stealing Jason's story. He swears, however, that he will never tell the truth because, in his words, it's overrated. As soon as Wolf finishes his confession, it's revealed that he has been filmed by multiple cameras the entire time. His admission is broadcasted to everyone he has wronged, including Duncan, who is furious upon learning of the plagiarism, especially the fact that it was done by a kid. Wolf is publicly exposed and shamed for his actions. Without hesitation, Duncan fires Wolf for his actions, making it clear that his behavior is unacceptable. As Wolf is led away in disgrace, Jason turns to him and thanks him, saying, "You've taught me that the truth is not overrated." Enraged, Wolf chases after Jason, but Jason cleverly runs off the side of the building, landing safely on an inflated crash pad below. After the dust settles, Jason and his parents reunite, and they work to rebuild the trust that had been strained, with Jason's honesty now fully restored. In the epilogue, Big Fat Liar is subsequently reproduced and screened in theaters across North America, showcasing the talents and skills of everyone whom Wolf had exploited. During the closing credits, Jason is credited with writing the original story, and Ms. Caldwell is both impressed and proud of him. Meanwhile, Wolf declares bankruptcy and begins a new job as a clown, tasked with entertaining the son of the Masher, whom he had insulted earlier.
Hey, Darren?
Oh my God!
The boy then delivers a flying kick to Wolf's groin, causing Wolf's eyes to widen and spin in pain. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more film caps.